Welcome to Fredonia's Year 2008 Commencement. Please stand while Victoria Vargas, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Music degree in Music Performance, magna cum laude, leads us in the Star-Spangled Banner, and please remain standing while Dr. Theodore Steinberg of Temple Beth El offers today's invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wriggling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
As a professor at the college, I tried to find some appropriate verses for the graduation. Whether the graduates here assembled know it or not, they've been working to fulfill the words of the biblical book of Proverbs, to learn wisdom and discipline, to understand words of discernment, to acquire the discipline for success, righteousness, justice, and equity, to endow the simple with shrewdness, the young with knowledge and foresight. For wisdom will enter your mind, and knowledge will delight you.
Please be seated. Thank you, Victoria. And didn't she do a great job on the Star-Spangled Banner? And thank you, too, Dr. Steinberg. I also want to thank conductor Raymond Stewart and the concert band for enriching today's celebration. Platform guests, relatives and friends, faculty and staff, and members of the 2008 graduating class, today is indeed a special day. For most graduates and their families, today's commencement represents the culmination of many years of diligence and effort. It is truly a once-in-a-lifetime event, long to be remembered. Graduates, you can be proud of the degree you will be awarded today. Fredonia is a remarkable university and will remain an exceptional institution as long as the faculty, staff, parents, students, and you, the graduates, join in maintaining the strength and vitality of this great campus. As Fredonia alums, you will have opportunities to advocate for public higher education and for the education provided by SUNY campuses to the citizens of this state. Your advocacy and collective support must be clear and constant. In that way, your Fredonia degree will remain impressive to future generations of students who will follow in your footsteps. Together, we can ensure that the state of New York remains unwavering in its commitment to a world-class higher education system that is accessible to all its citizens. Graduates, today we are here to honor you, but I ask that you take a moment to reflect upon the many individuals who have helped you along the way. Mothers, fathers, grandparents, brothers, sisters, spouses, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, and teachers have helped make today's graduation possible. Please join me in expressing your appreciation to these special relatives and friends. And for those of you in the audience who are so proud of today's graduates, please join me in expressing appreciation for their accomplishments. This is an exceptional graduating class, not only for their academic achievements and performances on the stage and field, but for their willingness to be of service to those who need their talent and time. We are very proud of them and their accomplishments. It is now my pleasure to introduce the members of today's platform party. I ask them to please stand and be recognized, and please hold your applause until the entire platform is introduced. Dr. John Kaczynski, Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Christine Givner, Founding Dean of the College of Education. Dr. Kevin Kearns, Associate Vice President for Graduate Studies and Research. Cody Myers, Student Representative to the College Council, President of the Student Association, and one of today's graduates. Carla Westerland, Member, Fredonia College Council. David Maternowski, Member, Fredonia College Council. Dr. Renetta Barnava, Chair of the SUNY Fredonia University Senate and Professor of Computer Science. Dr. David Ewing, Dean of the College of Natural and Social Sciences. Dr. Greg Gibbs, President, Fredonia Alumni Association. The Honorable Michael Sullivan, Member, Fredonia College Council. Heather Foley, Member, Fredonia College Council. Russell Dietrich Jr., Member, Fredonia College Council. Dr. Walter Barnard, Professor of Geosciences and official mace bearer. Tracy Bennett, Vice President for Administration. Dr. Robert Heischberger, Member, Fredonia College Council and Professor Emeritus of Education. Dr. Ted Steinberg, Distinguished Teaching Professor of English, representing Temple Beth El. Ann James Manley, Member, College Council. Dr. David Tiffany, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. David Herman, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Virginia Horvath, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Patrick T. Newell, Senior Class President. Joanne Niebel, Chair, Fredonia College Council. And Wendy Corsi Staub, SUNY Fredonia alumna, best-selling author, and our guest speaker today. Thanks to all of you for being here. Our thanks for arranging today's ceremony are expressed to our hard-working support staff, our cheerful volunteers from throughout campus, and the Commencement Committee, which is chaired by Michael Lemire. I'd like to recognize our faculty staff marshals and ask them to stand. Dr. Vivian Garcia, Associate Dean for Liberal Arts and Director of Academic Advising, who is retiring after this semester, and Thomas Malinowski, Director Emeritus of Publication Services, who retired earlier this year after many years of service to SUNY Fredonia. Thank you for serving as faculty staff marshal. Also, student marshals from the class of 2008 who are honored for their scholastic achievement and service to SUNY Fredonia, please stand and be recognized, and please hold your applause until all 6 names are read. Kevin M. Fries, Stacy J. Hicks, Stephanie L. Mederer, and 3 Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence recipients, Alden Jack Edson, Ashley M. Lenz, and Catherine M. Tarnowski. Thank you for serving in this capacity. Our sign language interpreter for today is Janelle Kruger. We also thank those who are coordinating today's live television broadcast in the ICE Arena and in the Dunkirk-Fredonia area, including special alumni assistants Robert Scott, Bradley Markham, Kevin Hartman, and John Malcolm. Thank you. SUNY Fredonia alumna Joanne Niebel of Sheridan, a member of the Fredonia College Council since 1997 and its chair since 1999, will give greetings on behalf of the Council. In addition to her undergraduate degree, she earned a Master of Social Work degree from the State University at Buffalo. Until her retirement this past December, Mrs. Niebel was a developmental disability specialist with the New York State Office of Mental Retardation and Developmental Disabilities at the Western New York Developmental Disability Services Office. In this position, she was the administrator responsible for waiver services for the developmentally disabled in Allegheny, Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Erie, Genesee, Niagara, and Orleans counties. Mrs. Niebel is also an adjunct faculty member in our social work program at SUNY Fredonia and is now affiliated with a family-owned real estate business, Niebel Realty. Mrs. Niebel has been an effective and enthusiastic alumna and lobbyist on behalf of Fredonia and the State University of New York. Giving greetings on behalf of the Fredonia College Council, Mrs. Joanne Niebel.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduating class of 2008. Getting on a little backwards into Dennis's opening remarks, today is a day to remember all of the people who have helped you and your friends and loved ones, and it's also a time to reflect on your life. Our speaker today is from Dunkirk, which was also my hometown, and her parents, Fran and I'm doing all right. Her parents were the finest people that I have ever known, and they have raised a wonderful daughter who has gone on to be a success. Several years ago, Fran Sella, her mother, Wendy's mom, died of cancer, and today she showed me her ribbon that she wears in remembrance of her. I thought that it would be kind and to remember what an impact she had on her life. Remember the people who aren't with you today, just as the ones who are with you, and enjoy the day and enjoy your life, and remember that life is a learning experience. Whether it brings joy or sorrow, keep close to the ones you love. On behalf of Governor, who is that today? On behalf of Governor Patterson and the Fredonia State College Council, we welcome you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Mrs. Nebel. This year's graduating class exhibited the best of Fredonia's spirit and truly lived the university's motto, which is where success is a tradition. Members of the class of 2008, the campus and community applauds your achievements. Now, speaking on behalf of the 2008 graduating class is Senior Class President Patrick T. Newell, whose hometown is East Amherst, New York. Patrick received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Social Studies, Adolescent Education at this morning's ceremony, and has been named a member of the Alma Mater Society. His additional honors include a Professionalism Award from the College of Education, membership in Phi Alpha Theta, the International Honor Society in History, and being named to the Dean's List for 4 semesters. He has served as a college ambassador, a member of the President's Student Cabinet, a campus tour guide, a speaker for open houses, orientation, and freshman convocation, as a member of the Student Affairs Committee of the University Senate, and on behalf of the SUNY students, he testified before the New York State Commission on Higher Education. An award-winning resident assistant for 2 years, he was also Vice President of the Resident Assistant Advisory Board for 3 semesters. Patrick served his fellow classmates as a representative on the Student Association during all 4 years at SUNY Fredonia and completed the Advanced Leadership Development class. This spring, he taught in the Ripley Central Schools and in a rather unique venture, which I guess falls under other duties as assigned. One evening, he actually had a chance to serve as the Ripley Eagle mascot for a pep rally. That must have been something. His immediate plans include graduate school at Buffalo State College and searching for a teaching position. Joining us on this occasion are his grandparents, Richard and Margaret Newell, his aunt, Nanette Hampton, his uncle, Raymond Hampton, and girlfriend, Lisa Myers. Would they all stand and be recognized? It is a great pleasure to present Senior Class President Patrick T. Newell.
This year's senior class has been one of the most unified, successful, and generous in many years. The Senior Challenge Committee, which was comprised of our class's greatest leaders, started the year with one simple idea. We wanted our gift to be permanent and done by the time we graduated. I am honored to be standing before you today saying we met our goal. With the thousands of dollars the Senior Challenge Committee raised, we were able to construct a new entrance sign at the Temple Street entrance to campus. This sign will remain on campus forever. So years later, when you return for Alumni Weekend, you can drive by on campus and remember, my class did that. A part of you will always remain here at Fredonia, and on behalf of the senior class and the Senior Challenge Committee, it is a distinct honor to present President Hefner with this plaque, which will be fastened to the new Temple Street entrance sign. The plaque reads, "A gift from the class of 2008. I'm sure many of my fellow classmates would agree that we would not be sitting where we are today without the encouragement of parents, grandparents, and other family members. I would like to dedicate my speech to my family in honor of all the families present here today. We have finally made it, graduation. We are moments away from crossing the stage and ending a journey that will ultimately start another. As a student of history, I've always been fascinated by the past, but on occasions like this one cannot help but think about the future. The future, I'm sure, has been a big issue on many of our minds. Questions like, what's next for me? Will I get a job? Where will I live? Despite all this uncertainty, I know one thing for sure. No matter where you go in life or what you may do, you will all be successful. I know this because over the last 4 years, I've observed many of you. I've seen our class face challenges, and despite our success and our failures, we have persevered. I am proud of what we have accomplished during our 4 years at Fredonia. Our class, unlike any other, has a strong bond, outstanding student leaders, and a passionate commitment to this great university. The future is in our hands. We live during interesting times. During our career as students, we have seen the world change drastically. Each generation of college graduates faces challenges. The youth of this country has always been its greatest hope, and every year, parents and grandparents turn to their sons and daughters and see hope for the future. It will be our generation, us, that will bring about the great change in our country. We are bright, energetic, driven individuals with the greatest tool to make a difference in the world around us, and that tool is our education. At Fredonia, we have been taught the knowledge and the skills needed to be successful in the outside world. The future is just beyond the doors of this field house. There are opportunities for each of us to contribute to society. The difference between a good person and a great person is the ability of stepping up and taking life's challenges. And I know every person in this room has the ability to do just that. On this occasion, we look to the future, but we cannot forget our past. We must treasure who we are and where we came from. Many of us will move to different parts of the country or even the world. However, remember that for 4 years, we all shared one home, Fredonia. As freshmen, we arrived bright-eyed and perhaps even naive about what the next 4 years would hold in store for us. Nevertheless, we are without a doubt better people because of the journey we shared together at Fredonia. This university means something different to everyone. For some of you, you found true love, lifelong friends. For others, you found your purpose in life. Some found love, others passion for their area of study. We have seen many changes over the last 4 years on campus and around the world. Our freshman year, for the first time, many of you cast your first vote for a presidential candidate. Our sophomore year, the internet networking site, Facebook, grew to be the most popular way students at Fredonia communicated with one another. We saw the campus grow with the opening of University Commons during our junior year. And finally, our senior year, what a year it has been. From politics to the economy, the world continued to change as our class solidified its place in Fredonia history as being one of the most unified and generous in recent memory. In times of tragedy and in times of triumph, our class has always come together, united by our love for this school and our determination to make it an even better place. Each of your Fredonia experiences are different, but as you leave this campus this weekend, remember that as much of a difference this school made on you, you made an equal impact on it. For 4 short and exciting years, these classrooms, residence halls, and sprawling lawns were made better because of your presence, your ideas, and your dedication to your education. Fredonia will be here long after we have left, educating future classes and generations to be as successful as we have become. Therefore, in conclusion, the future is in our hands. We should all feel good about graduating today, knowing that we are prepared by these outstanding professors. We have great families, and now we have a great education to help us tackle whatever the future holds. We can do anything we put our minds to. There is a future for each of us, and that future starts today. Now, if anybody or anything ever gets in your way, you remember one thing: you are a Blue Devil. Congratulations, class of 2008.
Thank you, Patrick, for your fine remarks. And class of 2008, thank you for your wonderful gift. And for those of you in the audience, as you're leaving campus today, if you have a chance to drive by the temple entrance, you will see that wonderful sign that this senior class has dedicated to this university. And now, the Fredonia Women's Choir, directed by Gwen Coleman Detweiler. Thank you, Professor Detweiler. And didn't the women's choir do a great job on that piece? Thank you very much. Our keynote speaker this morning is best-selling author and SUNY Fredonia alumna Wendy Corsi Staub. Wendy, a Dunkirk native who earned her degree in English from SUNY Fredonia, is an award-winning author of over 70 books. She writes suspense novels and young adult novels under her own name and women's fiction chick lit under the pseudonym Wendy Markham. Her work regularly appears on the bestseller lists of USA Today, Barnes & Noble's Top 10, and BookScan. Her adult thriller, Don't Scream, spent 5 weeks on the New York Times and USA Today bestseller lists. Wendy's new young adult paranormal series of books, Lilydale, pays homage to our own area. On April 29, she saw a career milestone with the release of 3 books, 2 brand new suspense novels, Dying Breath and Lilydale Believing, as well as a trade paperback edition of her fall hardcover book. In July, 2 new Wendy Markham novels will be released, Slightly Suburban and That's Amore. In November, Lilydale Connecting will also be released. She is currently in the midst of a 50-state book tour, and in June will travel to Tuscany as part of the La Jolla Writers Conference. Wendy's work has been translated into more than a dozen languages and has twice been awarded the Washington Irving Prize for Fiction. In addition, she has won 2 Rita Awards from the Romance Writers of America, was the 2007 recipient of the RWA New York City Golden Apple Award for Lifetime Achievement, and in April was honored at the RT Book Lovers National Convention with its Career Achievement in Suspense Award. Wendy also co-authored a mystery series with former New York City Mayor Ed Koch and has ghostwritten for a number of best-selling authors and celebrities. As a result of years of hard work and determination, Wendy has lived her dream as a writer, going from a small-town girl to an internationally known author. We are very proud to call her one of our own. Wendy is joined today by husband Mark, sons Morgan and Brody, father Reginald Corsi, brother and sister-in-law Rick and Marcy Corsi, sister and niece Lisa and Hannah Kolner, grandmother Sarah Ricotta, and aunt and uncle Mickey and Ron Pucci. May I ask all of them to please stand and be recognized. And I noticed, although it's not in my script, Katie Pucci is also over there as well, and she is the coach of our women's cheerleading team. So Katie, stand up. And now, today's commencement speaker, Wendy Corsi Staub.
It's really good to be home here at Fredonia. I'm so proud to be a part of this day, and I'm so proud of all of you. Class of 2008, go on and give yourselves a hand because you did it. It really was just 4 years ago that you sat in the back seat of your parents' cars, surrounded by luggage and cardboard boxes and plastic milk crates filled with all of your stuff, half exhilarated, half scared to death, on the brink of a whole new chapter in your lives, college. You had already visited the campus at Fredonia. You'd imagined what it would be like to actually become a student here. Then you made it happen. You dreamed of this moment too. And you made it happen. You knew right from the start exactly what it would take to get to this moment, didn't you? It was all neatly spelled out for you at orientation. A designated number of credits, requisite courses within your major, your minor, your concentration, an array of electives, a mountain of paperwork, a minimum grade point average, thousands of dollars. You followed the rules and the requirements, you did it all, You got here and you made it. What now? There is no orientation for what happens next. From here on in, there are no set requirements, no catalogs, no grades. You've probably known every springtime of your lives for as long as you can remember where you would be in the following September. In school, preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. Not anymore. Come September, come tomorrow, you're on your own. Your next move is completely up to you. It's been over 2 decades now since I was in your shoes. Back in May of 1986, I too was wearing a cap and gown right here in Steele Hall, sitting right over there. I too was surrounded by my friends, and my parents were somewhere up in the bleachers, proudly watching as I accepted my diploma. It was what they had always dreamed of for me, a college degree. It was not, however, what I had always dreamed of for myself. I had known from the time I was in 3rd grade that I wanted to become an author. I had known from the first time I visited New York City at 13 years old that that was where I should go to become an author. Here today, just as they were on my graduation day 22 years ago, are my family and my friends. And if you ask them, they will probably tell you that I was always a dreamer and that I dreamed big. Probably too big most of the time, they probably thought at one time or another, for my own good. They'll also tell you that I've never been a very patient person, that all I wanted when I graduated from high school was to get moving. I desperately wanted to skip the next step, college, and go straight to New York. Unfortunately for me, or so I thought at the time, my parents insisted on college. What did I possibly have left to learn from more school? I wanted to become a writer. No one could teach you how to write. Writing was a talent, an art, a destiny. The sooner I got out into the real world and set it on fire with my great American novel, the better. Wouldn't you know, my parents didn't see it that way. Thank God. Here I came to Fredonia State, where I majored in English with a concentration in creative writing. For 4 years, I took every possible undergraduate and graduate course in literature and fiction writing and poetry. No, I didn't learn how to write novels here. I was right about that. College doesn't teach you how to write novels. College teaches you about life. It's life that teaches you how to write novels. It was here at Fredonia that I discovered some of my favorite poets and writers. Edgar Allan Poe and Sylvia Plath, Oscar Wilde and Thomas Hardy. It was here that I discovered how to research and stick to a deadline. It was here that I discovered how to accept criticism in a workshop setting. It was here that I learned, too, how to live for weeks at a time on coffee and 10-cent chicken wings. I learned how to drink quarter drafts at BJ's until closing and ace a midterm the next morning. I learned that as long as you had the syllabus, you could skip geology class to watch All My Children and still pass the test, and I learned that sometimes you couldn't. I learned the hard way not to trust the wrong people, and I eventually learned how to trust the right ones. I learned how to earn money and how to waste it, what to say, what not to say. In other words, I made plenty of mistakes. I'm sure you have too. Guess what? Those days aren't over. In fact, they're just beginning. You're going to make plenty more mistakes after you leave Fredonia today. We all do. Some of mine were, in the grand scheme of things, pretty small. Like moving from Fredonia to a basement apartment way out in College Point, Queens, where I lived, like a troll, pretty much right under the Whitestone Bridge. Technically, it was New York City, barely. From there, it took 2 hours and a bus to a subway to another subway just to get to my entry-level publishing job in Midtown. That mistake was pretty easily rectified. I gave notice to the landlord after the first month, and I found a better place to live. Some of my postgraduate mistakes had more lasting repercussions, like department store credit cards. I got them all. Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Lord & Taylor, you name it. I used them all. Within a year of graduation, they were all maxed out. It took me years to pay them off with interest. Those spiffy neon orange baggy parachute pants that were such a steal on the clearance rack at B. Altman, in the end, they wound up costing me almost a week's pay. Yes, neon orange baggy parachute pants. I could write an entire speech about my fashion mistakes of the 80s, but I won't. I'll just mention what I had on beneath my cap and gown the last time I wore one. A pastel pink skirt, thick white lace hose, white Mary Janes, and a floral tapestry bolero jacket that was all the rage in 1986, or so I was convinced. Big hair was also the rage. Do you know how many cans of Aquanet it took me to get my hair sufficiently big for graduation day? Or how stressful it was to climb those steps and accept my diploma while balancing a mortarboard on top of that hair? But I digress. I was talking about other kinds of mistakes, the kinds you can't blot out by burning old snapshots. Mistakes like holding on to the wrong relationships and letting go of others too easily. Mistakes like bad apartments and fad diets and debt and late fees and gossiping and smoking, getting into cars with people who shouldn't have been driving, taking the subway home alone at 4 a.m., realizing only years later what could have happened. But when I look back, I realize that some of my seemingly colossal mistakes weren't really mistakes at all. Like quitting my 9-to-5 entry-level publishing job after only 6 months, giving up a steady salary, paid sick leave, and benefits so that I could try to make it as a writer. My parents were worried, rightly so. How would I pay the rent? What if I got sick? How could I handle the inevitable rejection? How would I possibly make it in a notoriously difficult profession with the odds stacked squarely against me? I wasn't worried, not at all. There I was, dirt poor, completely on my own in a huge city. But I was living my life entirely on my terms for the first time ever, going by sheer gut instinct. I wasn't worried, I was exhilarated, I was free. And I not only figured out how to survive because I had to, but I figured out how to thrive because I had to, because I had never stopped dreaming and dreaming big. I made those dreams come true. In the process, I did a lot of things wrong, but I also did a lot of things right. I worked my butt off until I sold my first book, and I went on to sell 70 more. I met and fell in love with the right person, and I had 2 beautiful children. I moved to the suburbs to a cozy old house that has become home. And I spend my days now writing novels, just like I always wanted to do. How do you write a novel, you might ask? You begin by considering different characters, different settings, different premises. Is this tale going to be about a teacher, a musician, a scientist? Is the action going to unfold in a small town or a huge city or abroad? Will there be adventure? Will there be romance? Of course, from the very beginning, you'll have a general idea of where you're going and how you're going to get there. But take it from me, no matter how well you've thought things out, you're going to wind up getting sidetracked at times. You're just going to have to learn to go with that because this is a work in progress. This is all about the moments, about capturing a series of moments. You'll need to be open to taking a different path when unforeseen twists present themselves. There are going to be times when you have to go back to the beginning and start all over again. Yes, you'll be frustrated after spending days, weeks, even longer on entire chapters that ultimately just don't work. But they're never wasted. You'll almost always learn something from them, even if all you learn is that certain characters just refuse to do what you need them to do for the sake of your happy ending, and they should be written out entirely. You'll have to learn to let go of beloved characters, too, characters who deserved to stick around for your happy ending. When their chapters close, sometimes unexpectedly, abruptly, tragically, you'll have to find a way to begin a new chapter without them. After all, this is your story. You'll probably always second-guess the choices you make along the way, but you can't get anywhere without making them. Eventually, no matter what, your hero, your heroine will really come alive. All the pieces will start to fit together. The action will flow. I promise. Because that's how it is. That's how it works. That's what I've learned. How do you write a novel? Pretty much the same way you're going to live your lives from here on in. It's all about the moments. You're going to leave here today with diplomas in hand, fond memories, and promises to keep in touch. And you will. You'll make road trips, you'll stand for each other's weddings, you'll become godparents to each other's children. And you won't. You'll break up, or you'll move a continent away, or you'll want to keep in touch. Really, you will, and you'll try, but eventually you'll simply forget, and you'll move on. So, this is the moment, right here, right now, today. Savor it. Capture it. This is your story, and it can never be rewritten. For Mother's Day last weekend, my son gave me a little plaque with a quote on it. That quote, from the Nobel Prize-winning writer Anatole France, was fitting not just for my own life, but for all of yours. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. And that's my advice. Believe, dream. Dream big. And perhaps most importantly of all, don't buy the neon orange baggy parachute pants. Or if you must, for God's sake, please pay cash. This is your moment. Here you are, you made it. Congratulations. I'll admit that I'm a little choked up on your behalf. After all, I've always been a sucker for a happy ending and for a promising beginning. And this moment, for all of you, is both. Now go ahead and start writing the next chapter. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy, for sharing that wonderful message with our students. Wasn't that a wonderful speech? As we begin the presentation of candidates, we ask that families and graduates remain seated in Steele Hall until all graduates are recognized, as a courtesy to everyone attending today's ceremonies. Commemorative scrolls given to graduates today are a gift of the Fredonia Alumni Association. Graduates participating in today's ceremonies will also receive DVDs of both ceremonies as a gift from the Commencement Committee, the Fredonia Alumni Association, and also from the Fredonia College Foundation. Our faculty readers are Dean of the College of Natural and Social Sciences, David W. Ewing, and Founding Dean of the College of Education, Christine Givner. May I ask them to please stand and be recognized. Will Vice President for Academic Affairs, Virginia Horvath, please join me in the approval of the confirmation of degrees for candidates for bachelor's and master's degrees and the advanced certificate by the enrobed faculty and staff, and the presentation of candidates for graduation.
May I ask the enrobed faculty and staff to stand, please? Please turn and face the graduates. Faculty and staff, Please confirm formally these candidates for the bachelor's and master's degrees and the advanced certificate. Please indicate your approval now with an enthusiastic aye. Aye. President Hefner, the candidates have been confirmed. Thank you, faculty and staff. Please be seated. Soon we will announce formally the members of the class of 2008. As we announce the name of individual candidates, please hold your applause until the end so all of the names may be heard. Candidates for the master's degree and advanced certificate, will you please stand? President Hefner, these graduates have completed master's degree and advanced certificate requirements in their academic programs. They have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York. In the name of the faculty and by its authority, I have the honor of presenting them to you so that you may confer upon them the appropriate degree: Master of Arts, Master of Music, Master of Science in Education, or the Advanced Certificate.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer upon you the appropriate master's degree or advanced certificate and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to the degree or certificate. Welcome to the company of scholars, and congratulations, graduates.
Candidates for the master's degree and advanced certificate will now be directed to the platform to receive their degrees. Graduates, please be seated. The ushers will escort you forward by row. Master's degree recipients will be hooded today by Associate Vice President for Graduate Studies and Research, Kevin Kearns, and Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, John Kaczynski. Advanced certificate graduates have previously attained their master's degree and therefore already wear the academic hood.
Linda Anderson Gray. Lauren Eli Brainerd. Catherine Casey Folaron. Catherine Javier. Sarah Hunt. Mary Elizabeth Caruso. Jennifer Marie Doherty. Stephanie Irene Light. Chelsea Marie Kaus. Kelly A. Kickbush. Nicole Marie Speck. Charlene Marie Biscaro. Pamela Nicole Cooper. Catherine Angela Macniak. Carly Lynn Buckley. Catherine Elizabeth Wyrobic. Jolette Charbonneau. Risa Portman. Lisa Lorraine Ricky. Amos Andrew Frasica. Hannah B. Hansen. Anastasia Marie Swanson. Laura Ann Michaels. Jennifer Trim. Rachel Ann Holding. Maria Sell. Erin Elizabeth Manning. Shannon Donovan. Katie Stevens. Courtney E. Woodmansey. Jessica Marie Sills. Kathleen Jane Loftus. Amy Elizabeth Malinsky. Sarah Diane Williams. Stacy Lynn Singer. James Wares. Janelle Marie Arns. Kristen R. Franklin. Catherine Elizabeth Doolin. William Daniel Sills. Christine Janet Moore. Jennifer Marie Brady. Allison R. Williams. Sorry. Emily Ann Golnitz. Amy Korshaniski.
Yeah, Amy, love you, cuz.
Kendall Ann Boquin. Tara Ann Welsh. Tracy Lee Childs. Rachel M. Russo.
Candidates for the bachelor's degree, will you please stand? President Hefner, these candidates have completed the curricula prescribed for their degrees by the State University of New York at Fredonia. They have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York. In the name of the faculty and by its authority, I have the honor of presenting them to you so that you may confer upon them the appropriate degree: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Science in Education.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer upon you the appropriate bachelor's degree and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to the degree. You may now turn your tassels, and congratulations, graduates.
Please be seated. Ushers will escort you to the stage by row to receive your degrees from members of the Fredonia College Council.
Daisy Jean Hicks, magna cum laude.
Catherine Emily Tarnowski, summa cum laude.
Kevin M. Fries, summa cum laude.
Stephanie Lynn Mader, summa cum laude.
Ashley Marie Lenz, summa cum laude.
Alden Jack Edson, summa cum laude.
Jessica Ann Hunt, magna cum laude.
Rachel Michelle Lesher, summa cum laude.
Haley Alicia Griffin.
Nicole Samuela Kessler, magna cum laude.
Rachel Elizabeth Gargiulo, magna cum laude.
Andrew Patrick Horton.
Kristen Aniela Miller.
Mary Caitlin Golnitz.
Samantha Jo Elwood.
Rachel Ann LaPaglia.
Tierra Ashley Worthington, cum laude.
Courtney Lynn McCotch.
Charles Anthony Polgar.
Kelly Lynn Kelvey.
Patrick William Lawless.
Alan L. Frederick.
Daniel Skinner.
Matthew John Vaglica.
Alicia A. Fackler.
Scott Matthew Drezick.
Tara Lynn Zimmerman, magna cum laude.
Ryan Welsh.
Lindsay Ann Kennefick, cum laude.
Brian John Dykes.
Kristen Ann Morlock, cum laude.
Jeffrey Michael Acker.
Kevin Michael Scully, cum laude.
Carla Jean Tarnish.
Ashley Lynn Spalding.
Carrie Beth Samashek, magna cum laude.
Amy Lynn Graber.
Stephanie Ann Linan.
Abigail Kathleen McLeod, magna cum laude.
Nicole Ann Pahura.
Tara Crystal Jones, cum laude.
Angela Nicole Orlikowski, summa cum laude.
Melissa Pauchakowski, summa cum laude.
Lindsay Michelle Schupa, cum laude.
Erica Megan Hess, cum laude.
Tina Leigh Calway.
Pamela Ricky Kerpilia, cum laude.
Ashley Marosi Brown.
Stephen Thomas Metzger, magna cum laude.
Cassie Noel Dunn, summa cum laude.
Kelly Marie Robertson.
Catherine Ellen Ackerman, magna cum laude.
Jessica Lee Manette, cum laude.
Rebecca Marie Malia.
Shannon Elizabeth Finnegan.
Kristen Laura Alessi.
Amanda Kathleen Wachter.
Amanda Celia Eichhorn.
Melinda Sewell Knowlton.
Amber Nicole Szymanski, summa cum laude.
Kaylee Elizabeth Millard, cum laude.
Sarah Patricia Crowley.
Kristen Marie Barber, cum laude.
Ashley Marie Goodridge, summa cum laude.
Lynn Marie Heim, summa cum laude.
Amber Marie Deshaw.
Amber Rose Schneider, summa cum laude.
Allison Lindsay Roth, cum laude.
Melinda Louise Heary, cum laude.
Frank William Tierney.
Keely Ann Caldwell.
Adam Christopher Roma.
Karen Elizabeth Deal.
Allison Michelle Strine, summa cum laude.
Jennifer Kopelman.
Catherine Ann Burdell.
Amanda Teresa Walsh.
Zachary Andrew Zelanka, magna cum laude.
Tara Elizabeth Penke.
Bart Michael Grady.
Christopher Lee Frummer, cum laude.
Bryce Cameron Caleb Siffick.
Sarah Elizabeth Schelling.
Matthew Lawrence McVoy.
Maggie May Romsky, cum laude.
Holden Wilhelm Omens.
Heather Kathleen DePaula.
Anthony Saras.
Christina Marie Schull, cum laude.
Sean Oliver Olfick.
Jamie Marie Brown, summa cum laude.
Crystal Marie Zock.
Hillary Ann Murray.
Holly Ann Nash. Elvira Victoria Gonzalez.
Valerie Louise De Leon, cum laude.
Christina Ferguson, magna cum laude.
Nathan Alexander Gruntich.
Michael Charles Melton.
Kyle John Nelson.
Patrick Stephen Johnson.
Mark Clinton Crandall, magna cum laude.
Adam James Gribble.
Shannon Elizabeth O'Leary, cum laude.
Zachary Sean Brown, magna cum laude.
Courtney Elizabeth Brand.
Brianna Marie Chula.
Molly Maureen Geary, cum laude.
Emily Nicole Maffarelli.
Jessica Marie Seraf, summa cum laude.
Joshua Patrick Sanjul.
Dale Edward Lashaws, summa cum laude.
Aaron Sue Fanar, magna cum laude.
Mark Fox.
Chow Hong.
Gregory Brian Donovan. Connor John Brazel.
Hillary Ann Diodato, magna cum laude.
Cheryl Joy Gee.
Jennifer Marie Westfall, summa cum laude.
Holly Marie Zaire.
Lynn Yvonne Mark, magna cum laude.
Sarah Ann Miller.
Sarah Ann Spicola, summa cum laude.
Gina Brielle Smith Murphy, cum laude.
Christina Carol Thorpe.
Nicolette Ann Charcarno.
Sarah Lynn Hendrickson.
Catherine Emily Morrison, magna cum laude.
Kelly Jo Christofoli.
Michael John Tiroldo.
Caitlin Linnea Riggs.
Rachel Kowalski.
Amanda Sue Maurer, magna cum laude.
Danielle Nicole Nolquist, magna cum laude.
Diego A. Leon.
Allison Lee Godbout, cum laude.
Kimberly Dawn Zupaniak, summa cum laude.
Amanda Rose Fayek.
Shauna Moore, summa cum laude.
Devin Keeber Grady, summa cum laude.
Jessica M. Reamer, magna
Dan-
cum laude.
Danny William Baker.
Alicia Danielle Tilburg.
Jeremiah Edwin Lee Welty.
Sarah Frances Puffer, cum laude.
Gregory Ross Miller.
Leah Marie Sadowski, magna cum laude.
Patrick Devine Bershu, cum laude.
Alicia May Noose, magna cum laude.
Jeremy Allen Holbert, magna cum laude.
Mark Eugene Stradley.
Laura Stoltz, magna cum laude.
Patricia Maureen Mirando, summa cum laude.
Karen Ann Scully, magna cum laude.
Leah Stewart, magna cum laude.
Alicia M. Glass.
Meng Puwu, cum laude.
Megan Ashley Marzek, magna cum laude.
Jenna Lee Roberge, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Ann Skirba, cum laude.
Andrea Michelle Pfister, cum laude.
Stacy Renee Brindell, cum laude.
Andrea Marie Moore, summa cum laude.
Stephanie Ann Miller.
Jennifer Marie Bertacino, cum laude.
Ashley May Onstustuk.
Lindsay Ann Rothrock.
Holly Kass.
Aileen Marie McCarthy.
Scott M. Sullivan.
Jessica Lynn Mayer.
Kristen Roan.
Jessica Ray Reilly.
John Paul Shumagala Jr., cum laude.
Jessica Elaine McKay.
Lindsay Marie Schwartzmeyer, cum laude.
Jonathan Matthew Sawinski.
Ashley Elizabeth Glick, summa cum laude.
Seth Michael Phillips.
Allison Lee Piazik.
Brittany Elizabeth Pagano, summa cum laude.
Tyler Robert Monin.
Sarah Eleanor Wright, summa cum laude.
Matthew Pellerite.
Sarah Mae Rudy.
Jessica Lynn Brocky.
Julie Marie Clark, cum laude.
Marissa Carmela Brunscheidel, summa cum laude.
Stephanie Rose Ferreter.
Laura Rose Green, cum laude.
Melissa Lynn Ciraldi, magna cum laude.
Sarah Elizabeth Deneen, magna cum laude.
Allison Marie Eckert,
Kelly Ann Stout, cum laude.
Lauren Eileen O'Loughlin, cum laude.
Marie Lynn Holla.
Jennifer Corcoran, cum laude.
Mallory Jean Quattrone, summa cum laude.
Krista Marie Elliott.
Nicole Elizabeth Conley.
Lindsay Estelle Martin, cum laude.
Rebecca Marie Kirsch.
Darren Christopher Lilly, magna cum laude.
Lindsay Nicole Taylor, cum laude.
Amanda R. Ornowski.
Julia Mary Gomes.
Christine Tezewski, cum laude.
Brian Kevin O'Connor.
Irina Shuvala.
Megan Ludlam, magna cum laude.
Stephanie Thurpshevsky, cum laude.
Ian Ross Lang.
Danielle Marie Zambrowski.
James Richard Bartlett.
Erica Lynn Gill.
Christopher Janelle Timpson.
Rachel Ann Schmerbeck, cum laude.
Kyle Evan Zimmer.
Lindsay Marie Catalano, cum laude.
Jennifer Marie Wolschlegel.
Rebecca Marie Paluzzi, cum laude.
Carrie Ann Ashley Lons.
Leona Nicole Cloris.
Stephanie Marie Kittleson, summa cum laude.
Casey Catherine Hartley.
Nathan Bull.
Janelle Lynn Gale, cum laude.
Kayla J. O'Connor.
Andrew Allen Slutsky, cum laude.
Courtney Marie Sinta.
Daniel Mazurkowitz.
Amanda Elizabeth Shank.
Aaron John Saraman.
Brian Alexander Turton.
Kevin Riley.
Lucas Allen Burton.
Christopher William Calisano.
Robert Michael Angelella.
Jonathan Robert Greenland.
Daniel Patrick Steinwalks.
Richard Raymond Budnick.
Kevin Matthew Buchanan.
Michelle Lynn Murray, magna cum laude.
Amy Elizabeth Semino.
Jonathan Thomas Sinatra.
Nicole Marie Klock.
Jamie Ryan Briett.
Michelle Christine Castro.
Christopher Julius Good.
Nathan Eric Peterson.
Alan Lee Thomas.
Valerie Lynn Russell.
Martine Nerlin Jerome.
Kimberly Marie Paul, magna cum laude.
Paula Rochelle Bear.
Samantha Jo Bitus, cum laude.
Christy Marie Zaganacek.
Jessica Ann Laux.
Danielle Marie Bleeker.
Catherine Claire McGee, magna cum laude.
Lindsay Madonna Zoldis, cum laude.
Valerie Patrice Beish.
Nicole Carol Smith.
Alexandra Orchard.
Stephen Nicholas Albert.
Matthew William Carrera.
Stephanie Lynn Chandra.
Christine Marie Ander.
Hey, Adam Dale Haberman.
Andrew Joseph Forma.
Lee Stephen Wilson.
Matthew Kim Hansen.
Neil Michael Sheehan, cum laude.
Alicia Marie Calimeri.
Jeffrey Winfield McDonald.
Douglas Matthew Carlson.
Adam Cook Smith, cum laude.
Paul Michael Weidenhofer, magna cum laude.
Cody William Goodwin.
Colin Alexander Whittemore.
Justin Matthew Slifka.
Michael McClay Shearer, magna cum laude.
Kevin Thomas Swain.
Hey, thank you. Jeremiah Frederick Brettel.
James Andrew Livesey, summa cum laude.
Jared Scott Polino, magna cum laude.
Derek McGann Stoll, magna cum laude.
Cheryl Ann Kinzia.
Kristen Elizabeth Drobitz.
Michelle Elizabeth Bull.
Crystal Lee Jackson.
Maria Deering Scafidi.
John Hamilton.
Megan Elizabeth Finn, cum laude.
Ashley R. Myers.
Christopher Ray Perry.
Megan Ann Turk, magna cum laude.
Glendalise Mayella Arundel.
Zachary Paul Kaus, magna cum laude.
Rachel Beckerink, cum laude.
Sarah Eiley Yates.
Ashley Guzowski, magna cum laude.
Maria Elise Odo.
Sarah Georgian, summa cum laude.
Maui, okay. Christopher Joseph Maui.
Julia Marowitz.
Amy Marie Saka.
Nicole Lynn Labarge.
Lisa Marie Meek.
Julie Lynn Kingston.
Teresa Ann McGinnis.
Ryan Wade Morse.
Ryan John Bischoff, cum laude.
Kristen Elise Lanzalaco.
Matthew Mark Manuel.
Amanda Eileen Weber.
Melania L. Heffernan.
Casey Jane Mahler.
Lindsay Parker.
Brandon Phillips.
Emeret D. Ross.
Amanda Christine Webb.
Grace Bogan, magna cum laude.
Christopher Michael Burling.
Amy Lynn Peterson.
Craig B. Hinderleiter.
Devin Marie Dolce.
Sean Michael Andrew, summa cum laude.
Trisha Petrosian.
Yeah, Trish.
Robert Allen Terhune, summa cum laude.
Ashley Ann Owen.
Marlia Marie Liebner, summa cum laude.
Jeffrey Thompson.
Yes, sunshine!
Tiffany Lee Kudelka, magna cum laude.
Robert Eric Boyd.
Amy Lee Bauer.
Jonathan Mark Silvestri.
Brooks Michael Kennison.
Matthew Michael Mann.
David Neil Rubin, cum laude.
Ryan Michael Rizzo.
Samantha Jo Martin, cum laude.
Melissa A. Doherty, magna cum laude.
Ashley Ann Rebman, cum laude.
Danae Elizabeth Michalski.
Rebecca Lee Starkey.
Thomas Joseph Sickler.
Brooke Samantha Maruzars, magna cum laude.
Sean James Pendergast.
Jing Yang.
Vladimir Dushatule Dorjili.
Deborah Kobioka.
Walter Francis Hanslick.
Daniel P. Ozimick.
Alexander Philip Hanslick. Adam Joseph Larrabee.
Once again, let me offer my warmest congratulations to each of you receiving a degree today, and offer my special thanks to Wendy Corsi-Staub, our musical groups, and all our special guests for enriching this celebration. Thanks to all of you for being with us today for the 2008 commencement of the State University of New York at Fredonia. I encourage you to join me, the platform party, and the faculty and staff in the Williams Center immediately following the ceremony for a reception honoring our graduates. Graduates will be exiting Steele Hall at the lower level doors facing the Williams Center. Will you please rise and join the Fredonia Women's Choir in singing our alma mater, and remain standing for the benediction by Dr. Steinberg.
Near the shore.
and again from the book of Proverbs. Do not forget my teaching. Happy are they who find wisdom and who attain understanding. Its value is better than silver, its yield greater than gold. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peaceful. May you go in peace and use the wisdom you've learned here to make the world a better and more peaceful place.